Well, good afternoon. It's a really fascinating weather scenario that is evolving right now in the northeastern United States. One area of low pressure over central Pennsylvania giving way to a developing storm, which is east of Virginia Beach, and this one will become a beast in the next 18 hours or so, really 12 to 18 hours. It is rapidly developing. It's going to undergo what's called bombogenesis, and that means that the storm will be dropping by an average of 1 millibar. That's how we measure the pressure per hour over the next 24 hours. And in some of the projections, it looks more like a drop of about 30 millibars in about 18 hours. So a rapidly intensifying storm, not a huge storm in terms of its size right now, but on the north and northeastern side of the storm, you can see all the precipitation out ahead of the center of the storm. And right now, starting to see it arrive in earnest in Connecticut and most of Rhode Island. It is a wintry mix near the coastline, and that's one thing that we're going to be watching very closely, the precipitation type at the coastline. Right now, as of 2:30 in the afternoon, it is light rain down in Westerly and rain along the Connecticut coast, rain throughout Long Island. Get back into New York City, it's a battle between rain and snow, and inland locations just a few miles inland in Rhode Island are seeing mainly snow right now and will be mainly, if not all snow, most likely all snow once you get about 5 to 10 miles inland in Rhode Island and in southeastern Massachusetts. Looking at the dew points right now, indication of the moisture in the air, and you never want to see that dew point get above 32 degrees if you're looking for a snowstorm. And right now it is in the mid-30s on Long Island and on Block Island as well as Nantucket. It's right at 30 degrees at this point down in Westerly and 32 in Groton, but elsewhere it's generally in the 20s until you get out on the Cape when it's in the low 30s once again. So where the dew point is in the 20s, which includes the Providence area up and in the northwestern part of Rhode Island, likely to be all snow from this event. The worst of the event, the worst of the snow is likely to be during the evening hours, I would say between 5 o'clock in the evening and 11 o'clock in the evening in Rhode Island, a little bit earlier in Connecticut, a little bit later in southeastern Massachusetts, and snowfall rates could be on about 1 to 2 inches per hour in some of the hardest hit areas. And the storm is going to be fast intensifying, but also fast moving, so that by early tomorrow, this is 7 o'clock in the morning, it is hitting Nova Scotia and parts of Maine and is completely gone from Rhode Island and southeastern Mass. So that snow shuts off pretty quickly after midnight from west to east, and the wind will be howling for a brief time on Cape Cod and on Nantucket, where you could see some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So a real quick hitting but heavy, moderate to heavy snow event for most of, say, I don't want to say interior Rhode Island because it's just a few miles away from the coastline that you're going to pick up probably 6, 7, 8 inches of snow. This is a 4 to 8 inch area. I think that most of the spots will come in between about 6 and 8 inches of snow. If some of the computer models that we've been seeing verify, there could be some isolated 8 to 12 inch amounts, but that is a lot of snow to get in about an 8 to 10 hour time frame. So I'm not convinced that those computer models will verify. Watching what's going on the Cape very closely. If you transition over to snow relatively quickly from places like Falmouth through Bourne, out into the mid-Cape, you could end up with some real hefty snowfall amounts, again, between about 6 and 10 inches. A little bit farther inland, the precipitation, the snow will be lighter, so only 3 to 6 inches up into central Worcester County, and then lighter still as you go farther to the north and west. We're live blogging the storm on rightweather.net for the Right Weather Pro members. We are also providing updates on Facebook and Twitter, and you can check out the interactive radar on rightweather.net to get the latest on the conditions and where the heaviest snow is falling. I'll continue to have updates throughout the storm.